Next on Showtime, a family drama about a young kid and a horse rider who must choose between helping his mom run for public office and training for the state riding championship. Do me a favor, don't vote for my mom. Next.
In the next 20 seconds, Showtime will present a sampling of the star power coming your way on the MGM Showcase. The MGM Showcase, every day of the week on Showtime.
Emma is everything Jonathan's ever wanted in a woman. She's beautiful, she's exciting, and she's made of wood.
He's talking to the dummy again.
I'm a regular kind of guy, okay?
You're one sick puppy.
You're the only one who can see me like this.
Roxy, this is Emmy. Emmy, Roxy.
True love is a miracle. Andrew McCarthy and Kim Cattrall star in Mannequin on Showtime. Tomorrow, Meryl Streep,
The minute you get married, you start to drive each other crazy.
Jack Nicholson,
We're having a baby.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Just keep breathing. You can do it.
I don't want to do it, honey. Can't we get somebody else to do it?
an exclusive comedy you won't see on HBO or Cinemax.
You want monogamy? Marry a swan.
Between marriage and divorce is Heartburn on Showtime. Tomorrow. Remember all those great characters Dave Thomas created on SCTV?
I hate to think what they're going to write about me when I'm gone. It's going to be one mean book, boy. Good evening, I'm Bill Needle, and welcome to Critics' Corner. For some time, I've been SCTV's critic at large. You know, I heard a lot of people say they can't tell the difference between sleuth and death trap.
You know, Christmas is a frivolous time of year, and nobody loves frivolity more than me.
Surprise! Dave Thomas has taken his blueprint for fun. He got his friends together and brought them all to Showtime.
Won't you join us and our dear, dear friend from the 20th century, David Thomas?
Otherwise known as the Marquis de Sade, coming to you live from the 18th century.
It's all part of the Dave Thomas Showtime Comedy Spotlight.
A strange kind of history that you can see on Showtime when they present.
The Incredible Time Travels of Henry Osgood.
Well, they're incredible, but still strange.
On Showtime's Comedy Spotlight.
It'll all pay off only on Showtime. Tomorrow.
Motown on Showtime is a series of specials that celebrate the famous Motown sound. Esther Gordy Edwards, sister of Motown founder Berry Gordy and senior vice president of Motown, remembers how Marvin Gaye came to Motown. It all started when he married Esther's sister, Anna.
Anna asked Marvin to come to her brother's company. And he said, well, I don't want to sing all that rock and roll. So Barry said, well, I don't care what he sings, you know. He can sing anything he wants to. So, of course, bottom line was that Marvin Gaye did join the Motown family. And his first album was an album called The Soulful Moods of Marvin Gaye. And it's a classic because it didn't sell.
Floating on the silence that surrounds us.
But it's Marvin, and it sounds good to me. But it was from that point that he got with Motown. And, of course, a little later, he recognized that he'd better sing Stubborn Kind of Fellow. And that got him started on his road to fame. He was a great artist, and we loved him dearly.
I guess I'm just a stubborn kind of fella, got my mind made up to love you.
Keep watching for the Motown on Showtime series of specials featuring many of Motown's top artists, only on Showtime.
I don't think I have any regrets about not doing another film about high school. I mean, I did so many, and I'm growing up now. I'm not going to be a teenager anymore. So I would rather just enjoy doing different things and challenging myself.
She's Molly Ringwald, the bright young actress spotted in Tempest, her very first film, by filmmaker John Hughes, who says he wrote 16 Candles specifically for the lady. Molly became the princess of teenage films in Hughes' picture projects ranging from The Breakfast Club, starring an ensemble cast of bright young talent, to Molly's starring role in Pretty in Pink. I'm Bill Harris in Hollywood, and while Molly says she grew up in the recent film The Pickup Artist, I say she really grew up in the brand new comedy called For Keeps.
It doesn't make any sense to tell them anything until we decide what we want to do. Besides, it's Thanksgiving. How can you tell them on Thanksgiving?
I'm pregnant. Can you pass the turnips?
Someday you said you'd like to do a jazz album, but for those people who really know Molly Ringwald, out there somewhere is a classic record album called Molly Sings, done when you were 6 years old?
Yeah.
Gosh, with songs like what, some real classics?
Well, probably nobody will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they were basically Bessie Smith songs and old Helen Kane songs that I used to sing when I was little.
The old Boo Boo Padoop girl. When you did your first film, 1982, The Tempest, and a real good role for you, and it came to everyone's attention. But speaking of people's attention, what does a young teenager do when Warren Beatty telephones to say you're real good?
God, I don't know. I mean, it was certainly flattering. I mean, I really respect him and I respect his work, and I'm glad that he did, and we've since become friends. We've done a film for his production company. That was great.
Yeah. And someday in the future, like to work again, didn't I read?
Certainly, yeah.
Another fan from The Tempest, writer-director John Hughes, sort of discovered you in that film. And is it really true that when he wrote 16 Candles, he'd never met you, but your photograph was over his typewriter?
Well, that's the story. I mean, that's what he says. He may have exaggerated it slightly, but apparently we were both ICM clients at the time, and my agent had sent him a couple of photographs, and he was supposed to go ahead and do Breakfast Club with all Chicago actors, and it was right in the process of casting when he wrote 16 Candles over the weekend, and apparently my picture was over his computer. He
amazing.
Used me in mind, and then met me, and we both got along.
Is it true that when you did meet him, you had been fooling around a little and you went into the meeting with green hair?
Yeah, I was about 15 years old, and I had been coloring my hair, and sort of things went wrong in my hair. I mean, it wasn't green like, you know, your sweater kind of green, but it was sort of had a green tint to it. It was not attractive.
Well, he obviously liked what he saw.
I guess so.
When you think of those, the three particular John Hughes films, 16 Candles and Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink, when did you get your first inkling that you were really hitting the mark, you had your finger on the pulse of young people?
Probably after Time magazine. It didn't really hit me until I found myself on the cover of Time magazine calling me a role model for, you know, all of the American youth. I mean, until then, I mean, I knew people liked my movies. You know, I got fan mail, and people would come up to me on the street and say, you know, I really love 16 Candles or Breakfast Club or whatever. But I didn't really realize the impact that it was having on people until then.
It must be amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, I mean, you can't really describe it. I didn't really realize the effect that it had on me until way after. I mean, now I can look back on it and realize I was in a state of shock all during that time where Pretty in Pink was coming out. And now I think I have things more in perspective.
Just say it!
I'm not lying.
Tell me!
What?
Tell me!
What do you want to hear?
Just tell me!
What?
You're ashamed to be seen with me.
No, I am
You're
not.
ashamed to go out with me. You're afraid. You're terrified your rich friends want to prove. Just say it. Just tell me the truth.
You don't understand that it has nothing at all to do with you.
Andy!
Who were the first Molly fans? They must have done all sorts of testing, and I wondered whether it was boys who had known a Molly Ringwald or girls who had been Molly Ringwald were the first to discover you. Do you ever get the answer to that one, or is that a big question?
I couldn't tell you. I'd probably say it would be more girls, but I wouldn't really know.
As the star of the film, and we talk about For Keeps, as the star herself, how did you feel? Did you gasp when you saw the opening credits that first time, that real special scene about life and birth and creation?
Well, that scene was written in the script, And so I knew that it was going to be there. But also, that footage comes from the Miracle of Life. And before I did this film, I saw the Miracle of Life, the entire thing, from, you know, getting pregnant, everything from the inside. It's a fascinating little movie.
It's a remarkable piece of it. Even though this is the one that lets you go from school to adulthood, this is the film when Molly is truly, truly an adult. Did you have any second thoughts about going back to high school one more time?
Well, no, I wouldn't say so. I mean, it's so funny because everybody picks out different films and says, okay, this is the film where Molly grows up, or this, you know, I mean, they said that about Pickup Artist, about For Keeps, and also about my next film, which is going to be Fresh Horses. I don't think I have any regrets about not doing another film about high school. I mean, I did so many, and I'm growing up now. I'm not going to be a teenager anymore. So I would rather just enjoy the, you know, doing different things and challenging myself.
Do you know, I thought that Tom Selleck, Ted Danson, and Steve Guttenberg had found the cutest baby in the world in 3 Men and a Baby, and then I saw your baby. What a kid that was that you found for the film.
Yeah, she was really cute.
Boy, had you ever worked with a live little human being, and you can only work, what, 20 minutes at a time with them?
20 minutes at a time. Usually the standard thing is to have twins. So you work with one 20 minutes, and that one goes off the set, and then you bring the other one in. So you get double the time that you can ordinarily have. But John Avildsen picked this baby, and there was no twin. There was only one of them. So it was really difficult. But then you had a lot of clever shots, you know, standby babies that just weren't the actual baby, but were a moving, living creature. And so when that baby couldn't work anymore, we'd throw another one in and do another 20 minutes with that one.
Another thing about For Keeps, I have never seen a youth-oriented film where all the adult actors were so exceptionally good. You know, I have to say, Kenny Mars, go right down the list, Conchata, boy, it's been a pleasure to work with them.
Yeah, we had a wonderful supporting cast.
And Miriam Flynn, you could just strangle your mother at times.
I don't know, I had a lot of tolerance for her. I don't know why, but I think she added a nice human quality to the film. I mean, even though she was, in a sense, a caricature, I mean, of this neurotic single parent, there was a couple times where you could really understand why she did what she did.
What Stan is trying to say is, we've decided to keep the baby.
We haven't worked out all the details yet.
Work out this detail. Your whole future's going right in the toilet.
We were going to do it anyway. It's just that we're starting our future now.
Future? What future? We got married young.
Yeah, we got married young because we were kids.
And then my sister still hasn't seen the film. She wants to know about this handsome new leading man, Randall. And 6'2"?
About that, yeah. Maybe he's grown. I haven't seen him yet. He's a sweet guy. He's from, you know, Brown University. He's studying there, going to graduate, and it's his first movie.
Boy.
He's a fresh young face.
I had this doll once, a long time ago. Her name was Wendy.
Here's a Molly Ringwald quote that I love from 2 years ago. I'm very organized about my career, but when it comes to my life, my room, or my relationships, I'm a mess. How are you doing in those areas?
I think I'm doing pretty well. I mean, I don't know about the room, but I'm a little more organized about my life and about my career and about my relationships.
That's Molly Ringwald, all grown up, except maybe her room. Bill Harris in Hollywood. We'll talk again.
Come on, look at the camera. Take the picture, please.
Looking pretty foxy, that Tux boy. Darcy, hi. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh, my God. You are huge.
On the next episode of Showtime's Fairy Tale Theater.
Love is the most dangerous weapon that humans possess.
Sailors and mermaids have always had one basic understanding.
They don't speak to us, and we don't speak to them.
But rules fly out the window when a gorgeous fish gets hooked on a royal dish.
He sounds like the catch of the day.
The Little Mermaid. Like most girls, she wants a real man. But she doesn't have a leg to stand on.
I told you it was a toughie.
So what's her next move?
And the witch, aren't I? I have magical powers.
Take one magic potion, add one reckless notion, and you've got locomotion right out of the ocean.
I'm frightened. No guy is worth it.
But it's sink or swim. For Pan Dorver and Treat Williams making dangerous waves in The Little Mermaid, only on Showtime.
Thursday.
Long live Queen Jane.
Hers was a marriage of convenience.
I wish it, and your mother wishes it, and the king wishes it.
I promise that you'll marry for me.
A 16-year-old girl wed to a 17-year-old boy.
Congratulations, my lord. You're going to be married.
And upon their conscience weighed the throne of England.
Are you sure your son's the right man for my daughter?
He can be controlled. Then it's done.
Foolish, willful little girl.
Jane Grey and her husband must both die.
An affair of state that grew into something much more.
Fly away beyond their reach. So far, their touch can't tarnish us. If you could have any wish, what would it be?
Lady Jane, a true story you won't see on HBO or Cinemax.
Well,
it's only on Showtime. Thursday. Someone's coming home for a visit.
Did you see that?
No, and neither did you. Everybody remember where we parked.
They've come to save our future by changing a little of their past.
They're owned by the extinct species, humpback whale, that can give the proper response to the program.
The fate of our world rests with the crew of the Starship Enterprise and 60 tons of...
Admiral, there'll be whales here.
You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Premiering Saturday, March 12th at 8, 7 Central, exclusively on Showtime.
Hi, I'm Hallie Todd.